dried out in the nice Las Vegas sun. Nice and dry. And dry. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do, and this is part 2. So anybody who's just joining me now, and you're like, okay, why are you starting from here? Go to part 1. Oh, I'm drinking some beautiful chai tea. You guys, and look at this beautiful mug. Hopefully you can see it. It is beautiful. It smells pastel-y pink. I got this from Dollar Tree. I picked up 4 of these. 5. 3 pinks and 2 robin's egg blue. Look how big it is. I mean, you could have soup out of this or you can drink tea out of it. Anyway, some chai tea with some whole milk, organic, and then some coffee syrup. Okay. I don't know if that was important to know, but that's what I'm drinking. Okay. It's time to color. Okay, give this thing some color. First thing I'm going to use is, this is that FW, this is a pink pearlescent paint. We all got these inks. They're De La Ronis. These are $5, but we got them, everybody who went for that 90% sale, or I think it was 90% off at Hobby Lobby. We got these for like $1.50 or something ridiculous like that. So these, instead of, I was watering them down, but you can just rub them with your finger, I discovered. Because when I was watering it down, it was diluting the color too much. So I just use my finger. Like with acrylic paint, you can use all acrylic paints, cheap acrylic paints like this, like Craft Smart or whatever, and use a baby wipe. Because you want it to be translucent. You want to be able to see through the paint. That's the biggest thing. I mean, if you don't want to see through the paint, fine. But you have all these beautiful layers underneath here, and you want to see those, I think. Okay. Do a little bit down here. I like to do big patches of color. Learned that from Diane Reevely a long time ago. Okay, love her. Okay. Next, let's use this really light color. No, this is Apple Barrel 50 cents from Walmart. It's their Cameo Pink. It is absolutely gorgeous. Look at that, 50 cents, you guys. Get this color. Walmart. On this one, I think I'm going to use a baby wipe. You can either water it down or you can use a baby wipe to apply it. And when you use a baby wipe to apply acrylic paint, it makes it more see-through-y, translucent. So, there's my baby wipe. Just a second, you guys. Am I charging my camera? Okay. I'm trying to make sure I'm charging my iPad. Okay. And then, see what I'm talking about? This is nice, so you can still see through it. And I think it's better than watering it down. I like just using a baby wipe to apply it. Okay, big sections of color. All right, and then, what other color do I want to use? Oh, look at me, I'm using so many different things. This is so mixed media. I'm using this ink by De La Roni in this beautiful pearly pink. I'm using a 50-cent acrylic paint. And you can use 50-cent acrylic paints all day long and a baby wipe and come out just gorgeous too, you guys. And then I'm using some Distress paint by Tim Holtz, and this is Seedless Preserved. Am I going to use this? Let me make sure I'm using this. Yeah, I'm using this. Okay. This already comes out translucent, so you don't even have to. Oh, actually, you know what? It is a little bit more. It's not as translucent as I want it, so I'm just going to add a little bit of water on this one. I was thinking it's totally translucent, but you know what? It's not as translucent as I want, because it is acrylic paint too. You can see through it somewhat, but just wet your finger and just go over it a little bit. I mean, you could use a baby wipe too, but I don't know. I'm just using my finger on this one, because I'm already applying it with this. It's a sponge applicator on this stuff, so. Okay, and then I have another color. This is by Tim Holtz again, Distress Paint. It has that sponge on top, and it's Spun Sugar. This is a really pretty color. Just a second, guys. I have to get the sponge going by slamming it. we go. It looks a lot like that other color, so I may not use this. Let's see. Yeah, it looks too much like that cameo pink, so we're not going to use that. We need like one more color, so I'm going to use a... Oh, I know what color I have that I wasn't using. This one. Okay, you guys, this is gorgeous. This is Dilutions, Diane Reevely. Okay, if you got lucky, I didn't get those Tim Holtz paints. Like, I got these distress paints and all the Tim Holtz stuff a long time ago, okay? I waited for, you know, a good sale and, you know, bought some a little bit at a time with coupons and sales. Anyway, Dilutions paint, this is like $5 or $6. When they had that 90% off at Hobby Lobby for like since January until now, they had this Dilutions. They had just put it all out. Oh my goodness. I grabbed all those colors. I paid like $1. I think it was between $1 and $1.50. I didn't pay more than $1.50. And these are $5 paints, you guys, and they are gorgeous. I was always thinking, I don't want to invest in some more acrylic paint. I have a ton of acrylic paint. Look at her colors. I don't have anything in my stash that looks like this, and I have a lot of crap. This is gorgeous. Very vibrant, very vibrant and very intense. You don't need very much at all. So I'm going to work out of the lid, just grab a little bit like that. And I'm also even going to dab it on my plate because her stuff just lasts forever. So let's go ahead and put that in here. I'll put a little bit down here with that color. I'm going to add a little bit more to my, and I'm putting it on with the baby wipe. Okay, and then if you want it to blend out a little bit, find a spot where you don't have any paint and just kind of blend it out a little. Like right here, I want to see it blended out a little bit. Not such a sharp edge. So go to the edge and just use your baby wipe with no paint. And then we'll go over here a little bit. And we'll go over here a little bit. Okay, and then just blend it out a little bit. Blend it out a little bit right here. And blend it out a little right here. Okay, so now we need another color in here. Let's go back to our original. Oh, let me put this back on. Oh, I know that people complained about these paints drying out. You just, a little bit of water in the lid. This is what Diane Reevely said. And you just put a little bit of water in the lid, and that replaces that little bit of water that evaporated out while you were using it. So every time you use it, just spray one little spray in the lid. Okay. Because I've heard a lot of people complaining about that, and I try to share that every time I hear somebody say that, because you bought the paints, you want to use them, you don't want them dried out. Okay. Oh, I kind of put too much there. Okay. Actually, let's take the rest of that and put that inside of the... Need to get some paint down in here. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so we are good right here. Like I said, you can use all acrylic paints. You guys don't have to have all these different things. You do not have to have the Dali Raleigh, the Daily Rolly ink, and the Tim Holtz paints. And no, you can use all 50-cent Apple Barrel acrylic paints from Walmart, okay? Just put them on with a baby wipe, and they'll be translucent. You can see right through them. Okay. And I think that's better than even watering them down for this technique. I'm saving these, and I'm going to let them dry out and then chop them up and use them in backgrounds. So that's what I've been doing. Love that. Just to let you know what I'm doing with that. Okay, let me turn on my dryer, my blow dryer here, and dry this, okay? Okay, that dried fairly quickly. Okay, so the next thing we'll do, let's do some stenciling. Now, all the stenciling we're doing is we're just adding to the background. Okay, this is all just, I know we're spending a lot of time on the background, but the more time you spend on your background, when you put your image on top of here, plus a few other things, it just makes it look more beautiful. Okay, so, and it gives it more substance, it gives the picture more character, more interest, more yumminess. Okay, enough with the adjectives. Okay, I love this stencil. And I love this part of the stencil right there. I love the whole damn stencil, but I really like that part. Okay. I'm going to use some makeup applicators from Dollar Tree. We're going to use some of the color paints that we used already. So we're going to use this light pink, which I have right there. We'll be using this here. So you want to stay in the same, and I learned this from Diane Reevely. You want to stay in the same color range, whatever you used when you base colored your substrate. You want to use the same color. Stay in the same color family because this is the background. So as long as you stay with the same colors, it's going to look like it belongs in the background, right? Okay. And then that. And this color right here, because I can't really go through a stencil with these, this is in that same color family. It's another acrylic paint, fuchsia, so we're going to use that. Okay. So here we go. You know, these sponges are a little wet. Let me get 3 new ones. I just rinsed those, so they're kind of wet. I don't need any wet sponges. All right, so there's 1, 2, and 3. That third one it's kind of crusty on the edge because I didn't get it in time. So you can just cut the edge off. You can use this more than, you know, you can do that a couple times. Okay. Alrighty. I'm going to first use this. Well, you know, I'm going to use this color. I'm going to use the bright. And you're not looking for perfection. Like, if it's not perfectly stenciled on there, that's even better. Okay, we're just looking for background. So we don't need it to be perfectly stenciled on there. Okay, look how gorgeous that is. Now, some parts of this looks a little bright. We're going to cut all this back and throw it back into the background with gesso over this whole thing when we're done with all of this playing around. Okay, same stencil. Oh, I'm going to use this section of the stencil. And you can just use pieces of the stencil. You don't have to use the whole stencil. Because really what we're doing is we're just trying to make marks. Really is what we're doing. Just trying to make some marks. Okay. I don't know why that's not. I don't think I got enough paint on my thing. Okay. Let's do that again. There we go. Okay, that looks awesome. Let's go with a different stencil now. Let's go with this one. And you guys, I always say this, and people, and I'm not trying to sound like I'm bragging. I have an awesome stencil collection, and let me tell you why. Because I'm cheap. That's why. You're like, what? That doesn't make sense. Tuesday morning, you guys watch out for Tuesday morning. They have not sales. They will get in a bunch of stencils for dirt cheap, $1, $1.50, and these are stencils that are probably between $5 and $10 normally. So pay attention to the videos, when you see Tuesday morning videos, watch them, because those girls will tell you if they find some stencils, and get yourself there quickly, because stencils aren't cheap, but they can be if you get them on clearance, especially at Tuesday morning. Because of Tuesday morning, like last year, they had some sales on, not sale, I would say sales. They don't have sale. Well, they have sales, but I mean, everything there's on sale basically. Anyway, they got in stencils, and oh my gosh, I cleaned house on those stencils. I was buying them at $1, $1.50, $2. Awesome. So just always be paying attention. And also when you're in the stores, when you see a clearance, Hobby Lobby had a bunch of stencils for 99 cents, 50 cents, $1 when they had their 90% off in the craft department and the art department. So just always be paying attention to videos. That's what's good. And people always think that people are showing off with haul videos. I watch haul videos for the stuff that I like, because then you know where the sales are and you can get the good deals. And it makes this crafting thing so much better. So much easier to afford to craft for your supplies. So they're giving you information so that you can go out and get good deals. You know, we are all pretty cheap as a whole group. And so when girls do the haul videos, usually they're not saying, I spent $80. They're like, girl, I got this for $5, you know? So be paying attention to those haul videos for the kind of things that you're looking for, so you can get the deals. Because I remember when I first started doing this, I'm like, God, these stencils are expensive. How am I going to, you know, afford to buy myself a nice amount of stencils? Well, take advantage of those clearances. Or Tuesday morning when they have their stencils. And they always have stencils there. Just go and check here and there. It's like every time I've gone in there, they got stencils. Okay, you know what I want to use now? I want to use some white. Just using some Apple Barrel white acrylic. Walmart. Okay. And this is another thing. I need to do a video with not even using stencils, using just things around the house. There's all kind of things that you can use as stencils. You don't even have to have a stencil. And that looks kind of cool. You can make marks without even using a stencil. You can make a mark with bubble plastic. You know, that bubble plastic that comes in a package. Dip that in paint. Anything that you can make a mark with. So you don't even have to use a stencil. I'm using stencil because I have the darn things. I need to use them. So, but you can make marks with anything, and that's the whole thing. What we're doing is we're making marks. You can get a pen and doodle. There's making marks. Okay. The next thing I want to go to is, I'm done with the stencils right now. Well, I'm done with the stencils, period. Okay, I'm done with the stencils. And I'm not spraying that lid again because I just sprayed it like a minute ago, so I think I'm good. I'm going to go in with some stamps next. In fact, let me dry this. It'll take me just a minute, but let me get this dried. You know what? I'm going to share something with you guys. When I sit at my desk here, these are the little magical things that are in front of me. And I just keep them at my desk while I'm working because I think they're magical. And I got them all at Dollar Tree. You guys look. Isn't this adorable? This little mushroom. When I saw these mushrooms at Dollar Tree, girl, I picked up like, I don't know, 15 of these mushrooms. I went crazy like I did on those pumpkins at fall time. Are these so flippin' adorable? Look, and it comes in brown. Ah! I love mushrooms. I think they're everything. These are all over my whole house. They're in my bedroom, my bathrooms. I have them everywhere. I think they're adorable. They sit right in front of me when I'm arting. The other thing that sits in front of me, these are all just magical little things that just inspire me. And they're just magical, in my opinion. And look at this little frog. This is all Dollar Tree, you guys. Isn't he so cute? Look how cute he is. I love him. Let me face him like that. Look how adorable that is. Okay, that's sitting in front of me while I'm arting. I'll just put him right there. And then the Buddha. Now this Buddha I did get from Daiso, but I have a ton of Buddhas from Dollar Tree. That's where I got my Buddhas first from, was Dollar Tree. Isn't it cool? This is like my little goddess of protection in my craft room, in my art studio. Love her. Her or him, whatever. Okay, someone's gonna correct me on that. And then I have these little fairies. I got these at, I don't know why I'm showing you guys all this, but I don't know. I just like having all these little magical things around me. I got these for $1 at, where? Okay, Dollar General? Yeah. Isn't that who owns Dollar Tree? Dollar General? Yeah. Look how beautiful those are. Aren't they beautiful? I seen these at, I was going to put them in my little fairy world, but, I was going to put in my little fairy world, but, they didn't match. My fairy world is very organic looking, like foresty looking, so they didn't match. So they're in my art studio, and they're just a part of the magic in my art studio space. Anyway, I just wanted to show you that. That's what's sitting around me while I'm arting. Okay. You guys are like, okay, we didn't really need to see all that. Okay, you guys, this was $1.99. Got this for 50 cents at Hobby Lobby. This was part of that sale. This is what I'm talking about, you guys. I'm taking advantage of them sales. Okay, oh, the color I'm using of ink is I'm using this color here, and I think I'm going to use some black. I was going to use this color because I was going to add this in my background, but I didn't add it in my background, so I'm going to stick with my background colors. I don't have a lot of shades of these kind of colors. Not a lot of them. Anyway, it's enough. I probably have other shades, but I'm good. All right. This stamp is fabulous, you guys. It stamps out well. I love it. You can use the whole thing, or you can just use part of it, like half on, half off. Or you can do 2 at a time. This thing is this, I just love it. I didn't buy it thinking I would love it. I just thought, okay, that'll make a mark. This stamp, and it stamps beautifully. I flippin' love it. Okay. And then I usually just go with my stamp like this because it gets lighter and lighter, and that makes more cool marks. And it also cleans your stamp. Okay. That stamp's done. Let me see, I have another stamp I want to use, I'm sure. Oh, here's another stamp I want to use. Okay, this stamp here is cool. And it's a postage stamp. Isn't that cool? Okay. Let's just go like this. See, you can see I'm not trying to be perfect about it, because I'm not. I'm just making marks. Right? Right. Okay. All right. Now, I could add more stamps if I wanted to, but I'm going to end it there. But, actually, I'm not going to end it there. I'm going to take my favorite stamp in the whole world, you guys, a script stamp. And they had this at that 90% off sale. They had a script stamp. So I hope people got this stamp, because this is kind of an expensive stamp, like 10 bucks. But if you see one, I would advise everyone to have a script stamp. Use a coupon. It is worth it. Love this thing. This handwriting script stamp turns this into magic. You guys will see. I'm going to first use this color here. And then after I use this color, I'm going to use black on top of that with this script stamp. I like to come in at an angle so that it doesn't ever look like a block, like I'm stamping with a block. It doesn't look like stamp, 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 you know. I want it to just look like some background of handwriting. Look, it's somewhere in the background behind things. Okay. And it doesn't show up majorly. Like, I don't even know if you're seeing it. You just see it faintly because I'm using basically the same colors that are in this. So it's not going to show up a ton. It's just here and there. Now, when I do the black, that's going to really show, which is what, and I want that. Okay, so now let's go in with black. Okay. Like I said, let's just go in at a little bit of an angle. Okay, now why is this not showing up? What the hell? Oh, you know what? This ink pad is done for. I need to get rid of this ink pad. I forgot that ink pad's done. Here's this one here. And I don't care what you use, archival. This is archival Ranger, but whatever. Even if you sprayed over this with a spray and it bled, that's cool too. That's another effect. See? And now with the black, I like to keep going until I run out of ink because that faint look looks awesome. Okay? Okay. So I'm pretty much out there, so let me go ahead and re-ink again. Really goes, don't pound it like an elephant. So I say the opposite. Make sure you pound it like an elephant. Don't you always want to pound it like an elephant because you're like, I want to make sure there's enough ink on here. Okay. Crazy. Okay. See what I'm talking about? How when you add this ink, it just like makes it magical. Okay. And what do we want to create? Magic. Okay. At least I do. Okay, so loving this. All right, let me drink some tea so I can think what I want to do next. Okay, the next thing we're gonna do is drips. What I love. So okay, I know I'm going to be in and out of focus, you guys, so sorry. I'll probably pretty much be out of focus. I don't know. Let me look and see. You guys can see that the book is up because I'm doing this. What the hell's my ink? Oh, here we go. Because the ink needs to flow down, so I'll be out of frame for a minute. But you'll see what I did here. So, sorry. When you see the cool effect of this ink, what I'm going for is the look that like I had this beautiful picture or some pretty art and some ink fell on it. That's the look I'm going for. Because if I make something pretty, I want to make sure I add some shabbiness to it, some age. Because that's me. If you don't want to throw ink on your thing like I'm doing and make it look aged, you don't have to. But I love it. The more tattered and distressed, the better, in my opinion. Because I'm sure there'll be some people like, why would you do that to that, what you just did? Oh my goodness, what are you doing? I know. But this is what I like. So just do what you like. There's no wrong or right answer. It's whatever you like. Okay, so now, all right, I need a paper towel. I got a mess going. A mess of ink piling up at the bottom here. Okay, just a minute, I'm cleaning up my mess. I'm cleaning myself up. Okay. Just a second. I'll be back in frame. All right. You know what? I don't like that that just ended there. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that, you guys. It'll go. I'm on my phone, so it'll go in just a second. All right. So you guys can see what I did. I put the ink at the top. Second, I need to mess with that for a second. Just a second. All right. I put the ink at the top. I let it start dripping, and then I would take my brush with a little bit of water and just go like this while my book is up, so it just drips down as messily as possible. Another thing I like to do, so that it doesn't all just look like just dripping down, I go from about right here and start going like this so that it looks like it also dripped over here. So that's how I got the drip there connected to this one. I kind of just took my thing and I went like this. And then I did my water and then it dripped down. And then I did this one and it just dripped over here and I'm like, cool. Okay, so now it looks like I have some pretty piece of art where I spilled some ink on it. Okay, let's dry. If you want to fast forward to this part, go ahead, because this is going to take a minute, you guys. So, because this ink for some reason takes a little bit to dry. Like, it doesn't dry as quickly as like watercolor does or something, like instantly. So it'll be a second. Okay. That dried a little quicker than I thought. Okay, I was just thinking I could have done the drips. I'm gonna do some white acrylic paint, or you can use gesso over this whole thing to knock all this back so it's all into the background. You could go ahead and drip your ink after this, but I did it before. Neither way is messing up. It just gives a different effect. So anyway, my inking will be in the background instead of being in the forefront. And if you know what the hell I'm talking about, you're going to find out in a second. Save this to let it dry, and I can tear up and put it in backgrounds. Okay. I needed fresh, I think, yeah, I need a fresh sponge. Not a fresh one, but a clean one. Okay, just a second, guys. Looking for a clean sponge. I'm getting a little bit low on the, well, not really. I'm getting low on new ones. All right. That's what I was looking for. Okay, so I got some white acrylic paint right here. Just dab that off. And we're going to go over everything. Because what this does is it puts like a haze on the whole picture and kind of puts the background, not kind of, it does. It puts the background in the background. And where I have the color a little more intense, you might just want to go over the white a little bit heavier on those sections. It's all like really what you want to do. I mean, you don't have to. You could even, like, I'm going to skip some of the inking, the ink. I put some of the ink behind, I'm leaving some of the ink in front by skipping the ink part on some parts. Which I didn't do it on the last one. I did one page where I went over the whole thing with the white over the ink, and then I did one of my pages I did ink afterwards, so whatever you want to do. It's your world. Okay. It's your world, it's your art. And these are the type of decisions that you make that make it yours, you know? Or you could be like, I thought that was pretty the way it was, and not try to knock it back with any white paint or gesso. Then don't knock it back. Keep it. That's a whole other technique, not to knock this back and to leave it vibrant. So, because some people love, love, love vibrancy, and they would never want to knock it back like this. I love more muted. I love vibrancy too, but I love muted. I love muted and aged and old and mystical, and to me, that's what this looks like. Okay, I'm going to tell you something else I'm going to do, which I didn't do on my last one, which I think is going to make it look beautiful. I am going to spread some stickles all over everything. Ah! What does my time situation look like? Okay. Wait, how much time did I have? I've been on here for 38 minutes. Okay. So, let's take some stickles. Now, you're probably not going to be able to, ooh, I got to be careful with the stickles. You know why? Because, oh no, I'm okay. Because some stuff is watercolor based, but then I have this gesso over it, so I'm probably going to, I'll be just fine. I'm just going to pounce this. Oh, how magical. I have the stickle sitting right in front of me, and that's the only reason I thought to use it, because it's sitting right out in front of me. That's another advice I have. You guys, if you can organize your stuff so that a lot of it sits out in front of you, the more likelihood you're going to use it. I mean, this stuff sits out in front of me, and sometimes I still don't use it. So, oh my God, this just adds so much magic to it. Love it. And we're doing, you know, these are fairies we're going to be putting in here as our focal points, right? So, of course we want some sparkle. You could even take a fine glitter, mix it with a clear glue, or even just, I think you could just go ahead and mix it with Elmer's because it turns out clear. And paint that on, or just take that and paint it on, or go like that. Gorgeous. And make your own stickles. Like if you have some Eileen's tacky, you could add a fine glitter, or you can even add a chunky glitter. That'd be gorgeous too. And make your own, what did I just call this? Your own stickles. Okay. But I think you can just use white glue, because white glue dries clear. So you could make your own stickles out of Elmer's glue. It just won't look clear at first until it dries, but you should be good. Okay. And there's other brands of stickles. Like Michael's has them at Michael's has them for $1 in one of the sections with their own brand. But I don't know if you can see the sparkles or not, but I can, and it is fabulous. Can you see those sparkles? I don't know. I'm just going to go like this and like this. So see if you can see the sparkles. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's getting more magical as we go along. Okay. Next thing we're going to do. You know what? I gotta dry that. Those sparkles are wet. Okay, so let me dry this. We're gonna do the window next. All right. If you were just tired of me watching me dry this, you could fast forward. Okay. This is still a little wet over here, but I got this nice and dry. Okay, so the next thing we want to do, and you guys, this side I didn't ink out yet, but I'll ink that out. Even though we're going to cut the window, I'll ink it afterwards. And I'll add some sparkles. See how this time I did the white first, and then I did the staining over it? See what I'm saying? You can do it either way. I'm going to do it the same way here. I'm going to do the inking over the whiting out of throwing everything in the background. And I'll throw sparkles over this whole thing. But I'll do that off camera. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to create our window. And I do it very easily. I'll use this pen, I think. Okay, so I have a Tim Holtz ruler, which you don't need. You can use any ruler you want. Okay, so I like to go in an inch like this. Turn my ruler around the right way. What the hell am I doing? Okay, just a second. Let me look at my ruler. There we go. Okay, so what I like to do is I like to go in. Is that the one right there? All right. Get it together, Angela. Get it together. Yeah. I like to go. I'm trying to think what I like to do. What do I like to do? Jeez. All right, I'm having a brain fart. What's wrong with me? Okay, I'm coming an inch right there, an inch here. Just a second, you guys. Angela's having a brain fart. It happens to the best of us. I don't know why I'm having a brain fart. If I come in, let me think. If I come an inch here, then I do it there, then I do it, then there's a window. I do this all the time, and I do not know why. Okay, for one, I'm using the middle page right here. So you have this, and then you have this. I don't know what my problem is right now. Okay, you guys, you know what I'm going to do for this part? I don't know why I'm having a brain fart. For some reason, I'm on camera and I can't figure out what the hell I'm doing. Um, I think this is one of the first times this has ever happened to me. I'm trying to see if I can't get this figured out right now. Okay, you guys, just if you're watching this lot, just fast forward. I'm just gonna try to see if I can't figure this out while I'm on here. Oh my goodness! And I know some people are like yelling at me, like, girl, this is kind of easy." I know it is. I've done it a lot of times. It's not like this is my first time I've done this. That's it. Okay, finally came to me. All right, here we go. So, jeez. Um, okay, now it left again. This is crazy. I can't believe that I'm having this brain fart. I have never, I don't think I've ever had such a brain fart in my life on a video. Like, what is my problem? All right, you guys, I'm going to figure this out off of this damn camera. Come back, show you guys what I did to make this window. Because what we're trying to do is we're trying to come in an inch from here, an inch from here, an inch from here, and an inch from here. So we end up with this nice square window. Okay, so don't ask me why my brain fart has happened, but it did. On this video, I'm gonna figure this out. Come back in the third video. I already have the window cut out. I'll show you how I cut it out, what I did, what I used, and then we'll put our we'll decoupage on our main pieces. Sorry about that brain fart, you guys. I will talk to you guys in the third video. I'll have this window cut out. I can explain how I